Getting your first credit card is thrilling, but it can lead to pitfalls if you're not prepared. Today, we'll dive into the top mistakes to avoid with your credit cards. By the end of this video, you'll be ready to make smart choices and build a strong credit foundation. Hi friends, welcome to Credit Duck. Let's get started. First things first, overspending. It's one of the most common mistakes, and believe me, it's easier to do than you think. When you're not actually handling over cash or seeing your bank balance drop immediately, it's easy to forget how much you're spending. You might think it's just $10 coffee, $30 on food, or a quick movie and some clothes. But guess what? Those small charges pile up. Before you know it, it's getting harder and harder to pay it off, and you're inching closer to your credit line. Did you know? Paying with a credit card can lead to higher spending. A study called Always Leave Home Without It found that people are willing to pay up to 100% more with a credit card than with cash. So next time you swipe, remember that plastic might be nudging you to spend more. Set a budget and treat your credit card like cash. This helps you control spending and track where your money goes. By sticking to your budget, you'll feel empowered and maybe even celebrate your smart financial moves. Plus, you can invest any savings and watch them grow over time. Next up, making only the minimum payment. Yeah, it feels like a relief when the bill comes and you only owe, say, $30. But here's the catch. By only paying that amount, you're barely chipping away at your actual balance. Most of the payment is going towards interest. Let's say you have a balance of $1,000 at an APR of 23%. Now, in case 1, if you're making just $30 monthly payment, it will take you a whopping 54 months to pay off that balance. And over time, you'll rack up $609.58 in interest alone. But here's the game changer. If you increase your payments to $50, like in case 2, you'll pay off that balance in just 26 months, and the total interest drops to $273.28. Now, if we plot interest paid versus time, we can clearly see how the $30 payment drags it out, costing you both time and money. The takeaway? It pays to go aggressive with paying off your balance. In this example, by upping your payments, you would have saved $336.30 in interest charges and cut 28 months off your payment timeline. That's a win win. Therefore, aim to pay off your balance in full whenever possible. If that's tough 1 month, pay more than the minimum to avoid drowning in interest. Speaking of interest, let's try to understand APR or annual percentage rate. So, what exactly is APR? It's the total cost of borrowing, shown as yearly interest rate. But it's not just the interest on the loan, it includes fees and other costs, making it easier to compare different loan offers side by side. APR is generally made of 2 main parts. First, we have the prime rate. This is the interest rate bank offers to the best customers, typically big corporations. And the prime rate itself has 2 parts. The federal funds rate, this is the rate banks charge each other for overnight loans, set by Federal Reserve. Then there's a markup, usually around 3%, which helps banks make a profit and cover their cost. Next, we have APR margin, which consists of credit risk, how likely the borrower is to default, which impacts the rate. Then, administrative expenses, the cost of managing the loan process. And finally, the lender's profit. A lot of first time cardholders see the credit limit and focus on spending but overlook the APR. But here's the thing, if you carry a balance, that interest rate matters a lot. Let's say you've got a balance of $1,000 and you're making monthly payments of $50. In case 1, with an APR of 20%, you'll pay around $226.61 in interest over 25 months. But bump that APR to 30%, and now you're looking at $403.59 in interest over 29 months. That's the difference of nearly $177 in interest alone, just from higher APR. Imagine what you could do with that extra cash. Did you know that the credit card APR margins are soaring to new heights? According to Consumer Finance Protection Bureau, the credit card average APR margins are at an all-time high. Issuers are increasingly relying on interest charged to borrowers who carry balances to boost profiles. Over the last decade, APR margins have jumped up by 4.3 percentage points, leading to an estimated 25 billion in additional interest fees. So when you're choosing a card, look for one with a lower APR, especially if you think you might carry a balance sometimes. Let's talk about missing payments. This one can really sting. Imagine this: you miss just one payment, and suddenly your credit score takes a nosedive, dropping by around 100 points. Once your score drops, bouncing back isn't an overnight deal. It takes months, sometimes even years, of careful credit use to rebuild that lost ground. According to FICO, understanding your FICO score guide, late payments can have a major impact on your FICO score. And also, paying it off or closing that account does not take it off your credit report for 7 years. Plus, there are those pesky late fees that some cards love to throw your way. Not to mention the increased interest rates that can kick in. It's like your credit card saying, "Oops, you're late. Let's make it more expensive." The best way to avoid this? Set up automatic payments for at least the minimum amount. You can always pay more manually, but autopay makes sure you never miss a payment. Set reminders on your phone a few days before your due date. Contact your issuer. If you're facing financial difficulties, don't hesitate to reach out to your credit card issuer. They may offer assistance or alternative payment plans. Alright, let's break this down. There are credit bureaus, companies like Experian, Equifax, and TransUnion. These are responsible for maintaining your credit reports and scores. Now, when it comes to checking your credit, there are two types of inquiries. First, we have got the soft inquiry. This happens when you or maybe an employer checks your credit score. It doesn't affect your score at all. But then there is a hard inquiry. This happens when you're applying for a loan or a credit card. These can actually ding your score by up to 10 points per inquiry, according to Experian. Now, that doesn't seem too bad, but apply for a bunch of cards at once, and those hits start to add up. And trust me, multiple inquiries can signal financial distress to lenders. I've been there. Made the mistake of applying for too many car loans from dealership just to see what my payments would look like, without realizing how it would impact my score. I was surprised when I got denied for an auto loan later, even with a steady income. So, if you are just starting out, don't rush. Think of applying for credit cards like planting trees. Start with a couple, water them with good habits, and let them grow. Once they are strong, then you can think about adding more. Trust me, your future self and your credit score will thank you later. Maxing out your credit. Alright, folks, let's chat about a slippery slope: maxing out your credit. It might feel tempting to use all that available credit, especially when you're eyeing that shiny new gadget or planning a fun trip. But hold on, here's why you should think twice. First off, let's talk about credit utilization. This is a percent of your total credit limit that you're using. Say if your credit limit is $5,000 and you use $3,000, your credit utilization will be at 60%. So, what's a good utilization rate? Well, it's simple: the lower, the better. According to Experian, the average utilization in the US was 28% in the third quarter of 2022. But here's where things get interesting. If we break it down by FICO score, we see a clear pattern. For poor scores, the average credit utilization is massive 82.1%. In the good range, it drops to 35.2%. For a very good range, it shrinks to 14.7%. And for exceptional range, they are sitting at 6.5%. That's practically no debt. Now, while there's no hard line for when your utilization goes from good to bad, 30% is a tipping point where it starts to affect your score more negatively. The sweet spot is much lower. Look at the folks with the highest scores. they tend to keep their credit utilization in a low single digit. So, what can you do instead? Aim at using only a fraction of your available credit. Try to stay below that 30% threshold. If you find yourself nearing your limit, it's time to reassess your spending habits. Remember, it's all about making your credit work for you, not the other way around. Finally, let's talk about rewards. Many first time cardholders either forget to take advantage of their rewards or go overboard trying to earn them. A JD Power study found that 1 in 3 cardholders isn't maximizing their rewards. Imagine leaving money on the table just because of poor planning. Ouch. For example, some cards offer higher rewards for certain categories, like travel or groceries, but people often miss out by using the wrong card at the wrong time. Credit cards can offer great perks like cashback, miles, or points, but remember, rewards are only beneficial if you're not overspending. According to Bankrate, 67% of Americans with credit card debt still try to maximize credit card rewards. That's a problem because the interest on the balance far outweighs any rewards earned. Imagine buying a $1,000 watch and earning 2% cash back. Great, that's $20 back. But with a 20% APR, there's a $200 in interest to pay over time. So while the $20 cash back sounds like a win, the $200 interest charge results in $180 loss. It's like paying extra for the same watch without even noticing it. The key is to stay strategic. Use the right card for the right purpose. Pay off the balance each month and never spend more just to chase points. Play smart, and the cashback or those miles will really start working for you, not against you. So, there we have it 7 big mistakes to avoid with credit card. If this was helpful, give it a thumbs up and subscribe. Share your story or thoughts in the comments. We'd love to hear it. Until next time, Credit Duck signing off.